Okay, final piece of this class. It's been a long video here. The last shot is of a gravestone, always end on a high. And this time we're going to use the color corrector to keyframe this changing from color to black and white. So if we're using a color corrector, let me just show you. If I bring a color corrector onto this clip, effects, video filters, color correction, I'll use the three-way color corrector. Usually we'll look at the visual here. If you go to the filters where we'd be adding keyframes, and I open this up, you can see the keyframes. There's lots of different things that you would have to add elements to depending on what you're doing. So rather than go through all those keyframes, which would be time consuming, we're instead going to have a color version of the shot and a black and white version of the shot. Then the only keyframes we need to do is to take that from putting opacity on the black and white one, so the black and white shot fades in. Want to start from the gravestone here, so let's make a two version of the shots. So go to that point, B for blade, cut that there. We want the second version of this shot, copy. This time if I paste that there, it's going to go to the same shot here. It's going to go to the same place even though these are blind. You need to change which one's blind afterwards. So if I want to paste above, if I empty that, make that blind, and then bring it back on, it will now paste above. So it's just something to watch out for if it's not working. Right, so this top shot, double click, bring my last color corrector in. And something that happened there, just because I was showing how to bring the attributes of the color corrector, I now have two color correctors here. I only want the one, so if you want rid of something, highlight the name and press backspace. So I'm back to one color corrector there. Right, in the visual, I'm going to make this black and white, so bring my saturation down to nothing. Basic black and white, it gives kind of a grayscale feel. This film is a professionally graded film, so already it still looks nice. With our footage, we should change the contrast a wee bit, so let's do that anyway. Bring the blacks to the left, we're crushing the dark greys so they become black as well. The mid-tones here, which is a few on the gravestones, bring them up, brings the brightness as well, and the whites as well. So basically it's trial and error, but knowing what sort of effect you're looking for within your film and getting the style you're looking for. So I'm going to go to about there. Okay, so that's my black and white shot. If you're going through that as well, by the way, you can look at what the original shot was with your eye at the top of the color correctors. Okay, so the keyframes. We're going to do the keyframes differently here as well. Usually we would do the keyframes in the opacity tab here, like we did before with the text. Okay, but we can also do our opacity down on the actual timeline itself. The opacity line, if you can't see it on your timeline, it's this little heart monitor type clip down here. So click that, my opacity line and my audio line have gone. So pull that back in. So to add keyframes this way, you have your pen down here in your tool bench. Your pen will add keyframes as you go. Just undo them. Command Z, undo. Or if you've got your arrow instead, you can if you just hold Alt down, your arrow becomes a pen, as you can see here. So, moving through, I want it to start going black and white as Gary Lewis starts to move, so again the motion is what we're watching. So, hold Alt down as my first keyframe. We'll go to about there as he's starting to move down again. Alt, keyframe 2. Pull the first one down to 0 opacity, and there we should have our effect. Right, the audio there is from the larger montage that was used at the GFT, so I don't want that. But if you highlight it, if I trim that off, it's going to trim the video as well. So we lock off our video track, and with that arrow at the end, it becomes the two vertical lines, and we can pull back that audio. A little bit of a jolt there at the end. So while we're here, let's do some keyframes on the audio as well. I want to zoom in a wee bit, so your magnifying glass in the tool bench, zoom in a bit so you can be more accurate. And again with Alt, keyframe there, keyframe at the end, just so it's more of a strong, smoother fade. There we go. So we've used keyframes on the timeline. So that was a long process there. Let's just have a quick look at that again. So what we've done there,
Hey, Duncan!
Okay, so in that class there then we have made use of, I'm just going to mute the track so that I can go through this, and I'm also going to take my tracking, my snapping off so that I can scroll through the clip. Okay, so we've managed changing shots to different sizes. You can go larger as well if you need to get rid of, if there's a boom coming in or something into your shot, you can zoom further in. If you are zooming past 100% on your clips, same as I was saying with the text though, anything over about 115% starts to pixelate and it's going to look like a YouTube video or something, and that's really not what we're looking for. So we've done that. We have done keyframing of motion there as well. We have done superimpositions, which again, you've got 99 video tracks, so you can go as far as you wish to with that. We've deleted keyframes using our default X's up here, the red X. Used filters, keyframe filters out of a little movement there, and then we've used a tricking Final Cut Pro, so to speak, using two clips to affect a keyframe. So hopefully that makes sense to people. That was a large clip. Let's finish there. Okay, thank you.